How is the summer season shaping up so far? Plus, is Ghost Stories really the worst anime of all time? Our thoughts and more on this episode of Dad-ime, Dad Anime Club, the show where three nerdy-ass dads never grew up and still talk about their favorite pastime, anime. I am your host, Dallin, and with me are my best friends and other anime enthusiasts. We've got the Lich who's been trapped in the bottom of a dungeon for 7,000 years, Preston.
Hello.
And we've got the man who's read more pages than all Preston and I combined over across our whole life, probably. The manga maestro.
Just in manga.
How's it going, guys?
Can't keep up on actual literature.
Yeah.
Not reading Tolstoy or anything.
No. How's it been?
It's been busy. I feel like so for me, school's about to start up again. So it just feels like nose to the grindstone. I'm planning lessons and getting things organized in the classroom. So like when I'm coming home, I'm like, oh, I'm actually tired and I need to unwind, but I have laundry to do. And so my anime routine has kind of come back, and I was like, well, I can watch some stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
While I'm tired. And then I fall asleep like a dad.
I know it's probably one of the worst times of the year for you, having to go back to school. But for me, I love my kids. Don't get me wrong. I love my kids. But summertime becomes a lawless, wild, wild west hellhole after a couple weeks. There's structure in the beginning. There's wake up, there's do the chores,
there's good intent,
brush your teeth, get your breakfast and start your day, and then it slowly progresses to it's 2:00 and I'm like, why are you still in your pajamas?
So I feel like you and my wife could really relate. I have had days where it's been 2:00 and I'm still in my pajamas.
She's like, go back to school, damn it.
Yeah. So first couple weeks I painted a shed, moved a garage, painted parts of my house, did the whole basement ceiling, just moving around the whole house, just doing stuff. End of June, I'm like, I just don't want to do anything.
Yep.
So and my wife's like, well, you got to get stuff done, and I'm like, I actually don't. I don't have to
this is my time to relax before things get crazy.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Oh. Yeah, no, it's fun. Summertime's fun. It feels weird to me. I feel like the kids go back earlier than they ever have before. Because I remember when I was a kid, it was at least the last week of August.
Sounds like August 22nd.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will point out that the schedule that they have now has a bunch of cool little things in there to make it all kind of work really well together. So when we're talking about our school district specifically, it's got stuff to let us out before Memorial Day. You got to think there's some kids who are in the South who are going to school in the middle of June into July sometimes, or back east.
That's gross.
So now I want you to imagine Utah dry heat, schools built with no AC in June, July. I'm happy we're done in May. We're done at the end of May.
Absolutely. I just wish you'd go back later too, because it's still hot in August. Damn, half of September is still hot here. So brutal. I feel bad that you don't have AC.
No. I have AC.
Mine haven't gone back to school, as you can see. So they're still.
Yeah. It's starting. So teachers are starting. It's kids go back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So you guys still have time. You have time. I don't.
Yep. Tomorrow is the back to school day for our kids, and then they do. They're not back to school, but the hurrah, and then next Monday is when they go back.
Yeah.
Yep.
We So my kids' dance started back up, so we're finally starting to get some routine back. They've got dance a couple nights a week. But for some reason, I thought it would be a good idea to coach soccer this year too. So now our days are basically every day at 6:00. It's we've got somewhere to be, which on one hand is nice because you get some rhythm, into your routine. But on the other hand, it's damn, there's not enough time in the day to do everything that I want. And unfortunately, being that we love anime, that's a low
priority thing.
Yeah, it gets shoved down there.
So I was so my wife bought me. So it's fun because my wife decided that Legos are a thing that I love again, and so she's been buying them for me for Christmas and stuff, and I actually do enjoy it. But I have nowhere to store Legos, and so she's buying me themed Legos for my classroom. So it's she got me a globe. that's made of Legos, and I was just doing that. And then onto our topic, like I was watching ghost stories while trying to do Legos. Not possible. Yeah, I was like focusing, like, okay, this piece goes here, this piece goes here, and then I would hear
hole digger, your hole
fill the
filler.
hole filler, and then like that's episode 2. Episode 1 was unhinged.
Dude, yeah, I can't wait to get into that. Oh man.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's been my week. My week's just been chores. I kind of hang out with my kid a little bit because he's had all summer with me. He's gonna miss me, and then ghost stories like partway at night, and I'm like, this is crazy.
Nice. So,
Oh, and Dan.
yes. Before we get into ghost stories, let's just pivot real quick and talk about what we think about the summer season so far. Like, let's keep it spoiler free, just more kind of general. What are we liking the shows that we're watching? What's good about them? Is there anything that you're noticing that's maybe like, ooh, pump the brakes or anything like that?
So I feel like life has gotten in the way a little bit, and so like Gotcha Kicha, I only really got through episode 1. I want to watch episode 2 because I know what comes up with episode 2, Umbrella Dude, and it's really awesome. I watched Kaiju number 8 though, and this Kaiju number 9 shows up, and so enjoyable.
Yeah, is it just me or is Kaiju number 8 season 2 a lot more like serious in tone than the first season? Season 1's kind of all like lighthearted, like, oh, look how funny it is, and then this one's like, if I fail, tons of people die, like it's on me, and he's got like, you know, performance anxiety going on a little bit. Like, what? This is crazy.
Yeah, and it's so interesting.
I think it's kind of like an anecdote for being a dad too, because it starts out kind of lighthearted and fun, and then suddenly the kid pops out, and then you're like, wait, okay, I need to be a little more serious. It's still a little light and fun, and then you realize, holy crap, I have to feed this and keep this thing alive for the rest of their lives. It gets serious real quick. So.
What do we think about the new characters that we've been introduced to so far?
I like them so far.
Is it like Squad 1, I think is what they call it? Yeah.
Squad 1 is really fun. I like Squad 1. I don't think it's the same
captain.
It's not the same though as his original squad because I feel like their personalities jive better, so I want to see a team up. Yeah. But I mean, I think I saw it in I think the 3rd or 4th episode where they're talking and they're like comparing to the original squad, and it's like, yeah, their original squad is better. It's just they've just been pulled apart for a minute.
Yeah,
this is their training arc.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's gonna be,
can they survive apart so they can be stronger together?
This is their dark tournament. This is their dark tournament, and so I thought that was really good.
I think it'll be good to see what's her face cut loose, like, and that was kind of he's like, all right, I'm gonna bring you along and I'm gonna show you what I want from you. Like, I don't want seriousness, I don't want like, yes sir, I just want you to be a monster on the battlefield. And I was just like, okay,
that was so epic. I love that.
Well, and I think that from what I've seen, she's trying to deliver that. I think that like the stakes are getting big though, like, and it's kind of getting to the point in anime where stakes get real big.
Yeah.
Because like I think some of the cinematics, I'm like, whoa, that's the construction crew is going to have a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Now that we've seen it from that perspective, they're always like in the back of your mind a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, yeah. I don't want to spoil it because it's just like I'm just thinking about cleanup now.
Yeah, I think maybe it's just me, but it feels like the animation went up a tick as well in this season.
A little bit.
Like the character design's pretty much the same, but the action sequences just got a little more zest to them this season. It feels like just like a little more flash. I don't know. It's cool. But yeah, I've been liking that one so far.
Kaiju number 8 peak is pretty good.
Yeah.
So then Dan. So I was behind on Dan, and I love the music.
Welcome back.
Dude,
And all of season 1, it was so great. And then season 1, exactly. And so then season 1 ends, and I'm just sitting there putting Legos together, watching it, and I'm like, wait, the music changed. No, wait, are we in season 2? The cliffhanger that they left you on was a huge cliffhanger.
Yeah, right. I know.
That was horrible.
I was like, that is not how you end a season. Come on.
Like it's a salt in a bathtub, and then season's over. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like, what?
Hold on.
It's like just a weird place to drop it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so season 2 comes in, and I'm like, this is still like grandma's doing kung fu in the living room, and like
That was good.
there's a giant snake, and I'm like, this is crazy.
All I
This-
can
and
think
then-
of
and
is
then-
Lisa Nagaib. Lisa
Yeah.
Nagaib.
And I'm sitting here watching. So I'm watching Ghost Stories, and then I'm watching, and then some of the humor from Ghost Stories, I'm like feeling I'm hearing it to Dan, but the Dan is like funny, and they're trying to be funny, and it all matches. Like the vocals match, and so I'm like, oh god, this is hilarious. Like the freaking oh man, because I think it's still in season 1. It's the freaking anatomically correct man running
Oh
around.
yes, that's so
God,
funny.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yep. I
was
gotta
just
get back to
laughing.
my wife, my love.
Yeah.
And she's the last year's model with like most of her face missing, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one's
to
been
Dan and
really
Dan.
solid.
If
But
you
I-
haven't watched it, just watch it. It's great.
I think nothing's gonna beat the OP of season 1. Like it's
Yeah.
almost unfair to compare anything to it, just because of how like 1 it was huge, 2 is so memeable. But this season, I think the ending is actually better than the beginning. The ending little bit is just really visually like interesting. Like there's a lot going on there. That's just like 10 different animation styles in a minute and a half. It's
kind of
wild.
like that. Be Hero X, right? Where
Yeah,
you kinda
yeah,
have
yeah.
like that little shifts, subtle shifts here and there. It's cool.
It reminds me of when Jujutsu Kaisen season 1 had that really catchy ending that everybody loved. It's got those vibes to it. So I've been really liking Down to Dawn this season. It's been more of the same. So if you liked it, obviously I think you'll still like it. But
Yeah.
if you were like, I didn't care for season 1, don't even bother. Season 2 is just the same exact
Same stuff.
thing. Like it's just
if you were put off a little bit by like the crassness, it doesn't get any better. It just
gets
just like it gets worse, and you just get used to it, and it's like, okay, I get this is the humor of the show. It's like dirty humor, and it's
like
just so much fun.
To me, it's like watching The Office. The first time I watched it, I hated it. The first episode, I was just like, "Oh, this is so cringy." Like, is
Okay,
this-
yeah.
who did this? And then I watched a couple more, and then you're like, "Okay, I now that I understand the tone, okay, this is funny."
So
But
Michael
before that, I was
Scott,
just
like,
"Ugh."
you can literally watch me in our house, and if Meg watches The Office, I will just duck out, and like I'll be behind the couch. Because I have secondhand embarrassment. I'm
Yep.
sitting here going, that's an HR violation.
Yeah.
I can't, why did you say that?
This is
And,
the
like,
worst.
this is the
Nothing's
worst. And I
worse than
can't,
Scott's Tots, man.
Yeah.
That episode I can't watch.
Yeah.
It's so hard to watch that episode.
just you saying Scott Stotts is horrible.
I did. It's the worst secondhand cringe from that. And like, I'm a pretty big Office fan. I would say. Like, I've watched it all a couple of times. I usually don't cringe, but that episode.
When Michael does the
It's
Indian
so hard.
accent.
It hurts.
Oh yeah,
It
that too.
hurts. Yeah.
There's just so many moments where I'm like, I can't watch it, and I rarely get that with anime. But to Dan, I'm like, whoa, why did you say that?
I got it with Dawn to Dawn in the first episode just because I felt like I was seeing stuff I wasn't supposed to see.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then in the episode, I
The
think
Nessie
it's like
episode where they're
yeah, the
naked
Nessie
in the
episode.
hallway.
Yeah, I got it there too, where I was just like, dude, this is like my worst nightmare.
This is a teenager's worst nightmare
It
because they're in the, like, and the animation on their faces. It's like, oh, they never animate anyone's face like that. That's so
Yeah.
great. So to Dan, peak as well. Just
Yeah, peak in a
top
different
tier.
way.
They're hitting it.
Yeah.
They're hitting their stride this year. I
That's
feel like.
that's not top shelf. That's under the counter shit. Like that's
Yeah, absolutely.
you don't have that out for people to display.
Yep.
Like you pull this out in serious moments. Like
Yeah, for sure.
so, what was it? Togen Inky. Have you guys caught up
Inky?
on that one? Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I got I think 2 in on that one.
2 in.
I don't recall. I think I just did the first episode, and is that the one with all the weird CGI at the beginning?
Yeah, with the
Yeah, the
Yeah, so
blood
it was-
fight. I don't know if I'm gonna keep going on that one. If I'm honest, I'll probably give it a couple more just to see for sure.
Yeah.
But
On the same.
I watched the first episode and was kind of like, story is maybe there. It feels a little edgy, but like I can look past that.
I feel like a retelling of like the Chainsaw Man with the gore and a little
Yeah.
bit of Blue Exorcist with the
With
kind
the
of like
school type-
edginess and
yeah.
school and yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. So I'm kind of on the fence on that one. It's definitely not the worst thing that's out this season, but I'm kind of like, okay, let's give it a bit. We'll see. But Gotcha Yakuta, I don't know if I know Tyler, you've only watched the first episode. Are you caught up on that one, Preston?
I got to without any spoilers.
Did
He
you get to the
uses
cleaners? We'll
chains,
just say that way.
the chains and the cleaners
Okay.
And a bus
Okay. Okay.
a bus
Yeah.
stop.
So I think that's episode 2 or 3.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I got.
I'm really digging this one. Like,
It'll
it
be
has
cool,
the
yeah.
screamy annoyingness at times of like Zenitsu, but not nearly on that level. So like, when people get upset with like Asta, there's a tiny bit of that, like Asta from Black Clover or whatever, Asta, whatever. A tiny bit of that, but not so bad. This MC is a little more chill, still a little bit whiny and screamy, but not quite that level.
I think it's gonna be a lot more like, oh gosh, it might be more like Black Clover, where everyone's kind of got their gimmick, right? And then like everyone's kind of doing their own thing, but there's like rankings within the cleaners.
Yeah.
I've read quite a bit of it. I don't mind it. It's really good as a read.
Yeah.
I'm sure animated, it's just the same.
I really like Injin. He's the umbrella dude who showed up.
Yeah.
Cool character. Really like his design.
I mean, that's his archetype too. Like, he is Yami from Black Clover. He's he's not quite Gojo.
He's
like,
kind of Gojo-y. Yeah.
yeah, but he's more like your best of friendo, right?
Best of friend, yeah.
Yeah, he's the
Totally.
cool mentor who's like, I'm
Yeah.
too cool to really teach you,
Like,
but simultaneously I'm teaching you by being cool. Like,
Yeah.
you just
If
watch
I have
me.
to, I'm just gonna destroy this whatever in the flick of a wrist.
Yeah.
I'll help you when you need help, but otherwise, I'm not really going to help you.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just brooding and being cool and sexy over here.
Unreliable ace in the hole, yeah.
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 Unreliable ace on his Charizard. There we
It's
go.
like if Han Solo was
exactly.
in charge, you know, it's not
Yeah.
it's not ideal, but you could still, you know,
Get
you'll
the
make
job
it.
done, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But that one's been fun, and I really like the opening on that one. It's just like
it's
so
solid.
it matches the show so good. I love it.
So I mean, like, that's my take on like everything that's been out, and like I'm still watching One Piece on the side. It's still amazing, and
Side
like,
piece.
yeah, to my main piece. But like, I mean, like, ultimately, I feel like this season's been pretty good. I feel like anytime I get on, I'm like, I have a lot I could watch. Like, just I can just put a.
We forgot Lord of the Mysteries. That's
Oh
the
yeah,
other
I
one
actually
we're
watched
watching.
more of that too. It just
Yeah.
gets weird. I
It's
don't know
so
what's going on.
It goes deeper and deeper and uncovers more and more. But
I know
just,
nothing
I just
still.
have questions. Yeah. And like I think the power ranking I don't quite grasp yet. I wonder if I read it if it would make a little more sense, because I'm like I don't understand like how like what somebody is compared to somebody else. Yeah.
Okay, so
They
from
just
what
do
I
cool shit on the screen, and I'm like, wow, that looked amazing.
So, from my understanding, there's just pathways that you can take. And
Right.
If you pick one of the pathways, you're locked in. That's all you can ever be. But it's your pathway to godhood kind of thing, right? That's the ultimate goal.
Right. And the lower the level is like lower down on the tree. So like a 9 is less than like a 7.
yeah.
Like I get that piece of it.
But then, and so like when he's picking out which one he wants to be, he gets handed from his era a notebook, and he's like, oh, this is regular Chinese. And so he's reading
Yeah.
it, and he's like, oh, this emperor said that he should have picked this
The seer?
sage, the seer instead
Yeah.
of this, because the end result is better.
Okay.
Like, he gets more power.
So he's playing for the end game leveling up and not front loading. His class, gotcha.
Which, and also the amount of how fast he figures out his abilities was insane.
It was really
Like, I
fast.
was like, there's no training course. Like, you just got it. Like,
No, the pace is just breakneck. It's just
Yeah.
like, yep, he's on to the next thing.
and did you guys get to like the puppet clown thing?
Yeah, dude.
Like, that
episode
fight was awesome.
That
I
was
haven't got
cool.
to it, but I'm
So
excited for it.
it feels very like isolated, low stakes, even though there's an overarching like big thing going on that I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah,
So
there's somebody pulling all the threads somewhere. My theory is there is another person like him who is here from like Earth and kind of has more behind the scenes and is kind of pulling strings and making things happen for their favor and benefit. So we'll see.
I would say
I'd say
Lord
that.
of Mysteries is gonna scratch a Bloodborne, like your Jack the Rippery kind of itch. So if you
Yeah.
like that kind of steampunky, kind of 18th century, Victorian Europe, like it's really gonna like reach back there and be like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree with that
Especially if you
assessment.
don't like knowing anything. If you just have lots of questions.
If
There
you like
was a-
Kowloon generic romance and you're always with
And-
questions,
Yes, and the plot of Elden Ring. Yeah.
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 What's
that's
funny
good.
is not that long ago, I think I asked a question. I was like, "Do you think of like a show like Elden Ring, taking the lore of like Elden Ring and making an anime would be good?" And honestly, this kind of feels like that. There's a lot more dialogue that's coherent, but like it
Yeah.
feels like it's like a lore that belongs to a FromSoft game. It's
Yeah,
wild.
it's written that way. It's written all over the place. Like, okay, this is happening. Oh, this is why I'm here. I'm kind of confused about why I'm here in this story, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, and the boss fights are cool along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what more can you ask for? Yeah, that one's been fun. There was a comment on one of our more recent TikToks that said if you like it, go read the light novel because they skipped a bunch of stuff, and I bet it's the training arc. I bet it's him learning how to level up his abilities. They said they just like flash past it.
Okay.
So there you go. If you're a light novel reader, there's a suggestion
now I'm gonna have a new addiction.
our fan base.
A new addiction. Light
Just
novel.
add it to the pile. That'll be
Yeah.
fine.
One
My
day,
wife's
I'll
gonna be
dip
like,
my
"Why are you in
toes.
the bathroom so long?"
It takes longer to read
It's a
a
good
light
part.
novel than a manga.
Hold on.
Yeah, go speed read. No, I think one day I'll pick up a light novel. I've yet to do it, and I don't know. It's just like me being gun shy about it, I think. But I'll probably pick up Vampire Hunter D. Like I loved the anime, so it's like more of that world would be cool, you know. But I don't know. Convince me, TikTok. Convince me that light novels are worth it because I already have a TBR that's thousands of books long.
Honestly, just take reading digitally is it's like so much different than reading physically. When
Yeah,
I'm reading
it
a
does.
book physically, I'm ingesting it differently. And so when I'm reading a manga or I'm reading something that's online, I'm like boom, 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 like just crushing it. And then it's like, I think I remember that.
Yeah,
But like when I'm
Consumes
reading
so
a
fast.
book, like I'm like, okay, sometimes I'm going back a couple pages and like rereading stuff because I'm like, I was interested in what he said there. I want to read that again. I don't do that as much in manga, and I don't do that as much in like reading online.
Yeah. The only time I really do that in manga is one, if it's Berserk, just because I want to go look back at the art and be like, that one panel was so good.
Yeah,
I
that
gotta go
panel was
back.
awesome.
Or it's a shonen and they say some crazy thing, and then I'm like, wait, I gotta go back to when he was explaining how this power works. I gotta go back to that little chapter real quick and flip back. But that's usually about
You
it
don't do that.
for
You
me.
suspend reality or you go to the wiki.
Yeah. The wiki. There you go.
I read once upon a time, and I don't know how true it is. It's Oda, the writer of One Piece. I think he made a comment once, and he said I couldn't have gotten this far without the One Piece wiki because I forget what I did all the way back here, and
true.
you guys have written out all the powers.
It's true.
And it's like, okay, I already had that. Okay.
It's like whenever you're running a dungeon, or if you're a dungeon master and you've ever done that, where you're like, oh yeah, we'll do this, and you use a funny voice, and then people catch on to that, they write it in their notes, and then 6 months later, like, hey, whatever happened to that guy? I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
Then they're like, my note says goblin named Crickets, and his voice sounded like he was gargling marbles. Can you do that
Yes.
again?
Can
And
you
you're
do
like,
that again? Sure.
like, I made that up on the fly. I have no idea.
Sounded like they had a really
marbles.
good plot story, and you're like,
A
yeah, nothing to do with
soundbite?
anything.
A soundbite, gargling marbles is a soundbite.
Yeah, for real.
Uh,
Oh my
Nice.
gosh. Yeah,
absolutely.
so I feel like if I had to like look at them and say which ones I'm most interested in watching, Lord of Mysteries is still up there. The Dan to Dan is now top. Like I love that.
Yeah.
Gacho Kita is still up there. And then I'm not going to finish Ghost Stories.
Come on.
I might put it on here and there if I want a good laugh.
Oh man.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So bad.
So
Well, especially when
let's talk about it. Let's get into it because man, there's so much to talk
we
about.
wrote down
So-
some good ones.
So first of all, TikTok, you told us that this was the worst anime of all time. I have to
wrong.
hard disagree.
I have
To hard
too.
disagree. Like you guys are just wrong.
Yeah, this is the greatest anime of all time. Like
It's the dumbest thing.
So my wife put on The Room and didn't tell me what it was, and I watched it like, what is this? And I went into Ghost Stories knowing what it was, and oh my gosh, right from the get go, it is funny. It is
Yeah.
hilarious.
So I had to look into this because I was like, why is it so wildly different from English to Japanese? Because on the first episode, I was kind of going back and forth every couple of, 30 seconds or whatever, just to see how it compared. And I was like, why is the tone so wildly different? Why is it this way? Like, they aren't even mentioning these lines. Like, they're not even saying that. So I looked into it, and apparently when they got the rights to do it in America, they got full creative license over the script. So they just went, we'll do whatever we want.
Like, here's your script. We're just gonna take the animation. We're gonna
we just want the animation and the mouth movement. We're gonna make our own story.
Tyler, you wrote down some good ones in the chat.
Oh my god! So I was texting you guys, and I was just like, "This is hilarious."
And
so
with no context, it's even funnier, by the way. Because what the hell are you talking about?
So if you haven't watched Ghost Stories, go watch the American dub of this. This is so great. So in the very first sequence, they're driving. It's Studio Ghibli-esque. We're driving to the middle of nowhere to this
going to a new
area.
School.
And the kids start commenting like, "Oh no, do they have?"
And the name is
bathrooms?
Chihiro too, right?
Yeah,
So it's totally Ghibli.
So I'm gonna interject my wife here. My wife's going, "Yeah, this is interesting. That little boy is worried about going to school and all this stuff, and he's saying full clean sentences." Okay, just hold on. And then they get into their house, and the grandpa. This is where I start to laugh. The grandpa is standing in. He's like, "Why do you want to live in your dead wife's house?" The voice acting is awful, but he says,
"It's so good. It's so good.
it's so exaggerated. It's so funny." But then he says, "When this bitch kicks, I'm moving to Vegas." And I'm like, "What?"
Yes, I'm moving to Vegas. That was the first time I was like, "Okay."
Then as it peppers in giggity giggity. And
So giggity giggity gets put in a couple times, but giggity giggity gets put in when they're getting chased by a ghost.
It feels like a weird Scooby-Doo. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, so at one point in the sequence, kids are going into the schoolhouse and they're getting scared and they're starting to run from the wind that's chasing them.
Yeah.
And she says, quick, run, and don't worry, monsters only get evil people like Republicans. Like,
we're too young to vote.
So, like, it's just dishing jabs at people. And, like, the amount of American, like, cliches and, like...
The number of
in there.
actors in episode 3 that they just like name drop in there too.
They're just dishing on.
When she walks into that principal's room, there's all the pictures, and then there's the one on the floor, and they're looking at all the pictures, and they're like, "Man, principals always look like lesbians." And then the kid goes, "Mom," and it's their mom.
Well, hold on. And then the ghost that's with them says, "I remember her when I volunteered at the wonderful Exodus homosexual conversion camp."
Yes.
And like it's just like mind blowing. Like, who wrote that?
Yeah.
And then someone had to look at it, edit it in, and then say, "Yep, it's good to go out to the public." Yep.
There's a point where they're going in and they're all like freaking out and they're saying, "Hey, wait, hold on, what's going on? I don't want to do this." And she's like, "Don't worry, be happy." He goes, "What?" And she goes, "Listen to more Bob Marley," and then walks off.
By the time episode 3 comes in, they're like super mean to each other. But if you guys haven't noticed, very first episode, the boy, the little brother, says full sentences. In the middle, he's obviously terrified of ghosts, and he's just babbling. But she's talking to him like Lassie. Like, she's like, "Oh, someone's in a whale? Well," like she can understand him, but I can't understand him.
He just babbles.
He just babbles. And then by the end of the episode, he's all happy. He's like, that's the last thing he says, and he's fine. And it's like, my Meg was like, "This kid could talk, right?" And I'm like, "I think so."
He was talking in the beginning.
So the next episode, it starts out that way again. The kid's talking to the cat, and then halfway through the episode, he stops saying words. Like, they just dished on this one character like harsh, like he's not needed. We just make him babble.
Oh yeah. It's fun. It's wild. And I feel like this is the type of anime that is like a fun group watch. Yeah. Like, this is like, get a couple people on the couch, get some snacks, and just like, it's just a meme at that point. It's just,
episode 2, fill the hole filler. Like,
fill the hole filler.
He's talking to a construction worker, like, just fill the hole.
Do you think it was
like, "I gotta go home and pay my bills and take care of my wife. Don't you want to grow up, kid?" And then just speeds off.
Yeah, for real.
Like, it doesn't. I don't know. Like it just doesn't. It. I think it knew what it was like. It was like this is gonna be bad. Let's just do it. Let's have
It
fun.
almost feels like they didn't think there was going to be an audience, so they're like, we can get away with whatever.
Whatever
Nobody's
you
going to
want.
watch this one.
And now,
And now it's like, yeah,
This is
legendary.
gonna be. I think this is gonna be like a Rocky Horror Picture Show kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
like we're gonna sit
Yeah.
back one day and be like, "This, you got to watch this dub." Like,
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Why?" And you're like, "Just because."
Honestly,
you gotta
I think they should
experience
do
it.
a theater showing of this, like bring it back, American dub in theaters, and just have people all together laughing, goofing off. You know,
But it's
do
got
it
to
like
have
a Rocky
the
Picture Show.
subtitles based on the American
Yeah.
like interpretation, because
Yeah,
I want to get every little quip, every little whisper. Like,
yeah. Well, yeah, because they say ridiculous stuff. They say ridiculous stuff. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know if the toilet monster was actually asking them if they want red or blue toilet paper.
I have no
Like,
idea.
that was like weird as heck. There was another part when did the acting scene in episode 3 where he's like, "Oh, I must really be a good method actor," as he's bleeding from his hands, and I'm like, "What?"
And she's like, oh, it's the stigmata.
Yeah, and oh yeah, the
I'm like,
ghost
that's
is a
a very-
Jesus freak.
Yeah, like that's a very Christian
Not to
thing.
insult
It wouldn't
Jesus,
be in
but like
Japan.
when I purposely went to all the Jesus parts that I heard, and I stopped, I went to the Japanese part. I'm like, there's no Jesus jokes in here. So like they added in like this like Bible thumper joking like in there, and it was so silly. It just took the seriousness out of every scene.
everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
And he's like, have you been saved yet? And she's like, I'm Jewish. She's like, oh, you'll burn in hell. I was like, whoa. Like, Jesus,
There's a
like,
okay,
it's
South
there
Park
is
episode.
there
Oh,
is
yeah.
there is a quite a few anti-Semitic jokes, just quite
Yeah.
a few.
yeah. I was like,
there's
whoa.
So I don't want to
put it
get in
this way.
trouble.
Yeah, we'll put it this way. It's a product of its time, and it's very much early 2000s humor. So if you went to high school in the 2000s,
Watch
this
Happy
is
Tree
just
Friends.
basically what you heard in high school.
This is if
But-
you've ever watched South Park,
Yeah.
this is
Yep.
about it. It's about
Anime
that.
brain rot. Anime brain rot. Feels
Absolutely. So
No, I feel like
irreverent,
some,
but like,
yeah, irreverent is a better way to say it.
like irreverent. Yeah.
I don't know. Brain rot gets really because I'm like thinking skipping toilet. This is not it. Like
Yeah,
this
this
is
is-
irreverent. This is so many levels of humor.
it's, oh my gosh. Yeah, this is the one where it's like, be careful what friends you show it to, too. Because
So worst anime
some
ever?
offensive things.
No. Has it made a new category for me?
Yes.
Yes.
Like I need another
Yes.
anime that was done well with like lots of beautiful animation, but then the American team gets a ridiculous
Trash.
dub. Yeah, like I want to hand
We got to make
over-
our own. That's what we
I love
got to
it.
do. We
Trash
just need to
anime.
find some episodes, cut out the audio, and put in our own.
No, I want like big celebrities. I want like Mark Maron. I want like some comedic people in there, just
Bill
dubbing
Burr.
over Bill Burr, just doing an anime like Studio Ghibli, but they're just looking at the mouth movements and going, "How can I make this be the most ridiculous sentence?"
Yeah.
And just
Like bad lip reading. That's why bad lip.
Yeah.
That bad lip reading was so good. Yeah.
Yeah, I want bad lip reading to do just a whole episode. Like maybe we'll take solo leveling and see if we can just make it more interesting.
That would be a fun challenge.
Oh, speaking of solo leveling, I do want to go back a little bit to Kaiju number 8. If you guys have watched the mob that they have to fight in Kaiju number 8, it reminded me of solo leveling. I was like, oh, so this is solo leveling.
The,
So yeah,
the ants again.
I see
Yeah.
what she did there.
yeah,
Yeah.
I had to go back.
They're like,
to that.
hey, red ants are popular, right?
Yeah.
Let's do some more of those.
I would
the
say
worst.
this was. If I had to rank ghost stories though,
yeah.
I would give it 4 stars out of 5.
Yeah, this is what's tough because on one hand, I think what it does is super clever and witty and stupid and just like they completely change the story. And like that takes some skill. Like that's like saying like the writers of South Park aren't funny just because you don't like South Park. Like it's still funny and clever, but
It's not good.
But it's not
the
good.
animation is not great. The story is not that great. It's also like you said, horror doesn't translate all the time to anime.
No.
This isn't
Pacing's a
that
little
scary.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, pacing's a little weird, but gosh, the one-liners through it just totally saved it. From what I would have put it as like a 2 out of 10 to me is like a 7 or 8 out of 10 because I'm just laughing the whole time. I don't feel like rewatchability is there. Like I could probably watch it maybe once or twice, but
Yeah.
it's just funny the first time.
Watching it like in if it was the Japanese dub, okay, maybe I'd say like a 3 because I don't like the animation style. The pacing's weird. It's not really there. But with the English dub on it, yeah, it's got to be like a 4, 4.5 for me. It was the funny factor alone redeemed it for me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm about there. I'm maybe even a little more generous. I'll give it a 5. I don't think it's as bad. Like if people are saying this is the worst anime of all time, even with the Japanese version of it, I wouldn't say it's the worst anime of all time.
I'm gonna watch X-Arm though. I'm gonna take an hour and a half of my life. I'm gonna watch X-Arm.
We're gonna watch X-Arm. I don't know, but the people who said Elfen Lied, they might be more correct than this one. So I would say Elfen Lied is worse than this. But
yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
It didn't capture me.
Part of me is like, I want to continue just to see what crazy things they get away with saying. But the other part of me is like, I really don't want to continue this that much. It's not that great, it's just funny.
Yeah.
But it's just a meme, there's like, I don't really feel like there's a lot of like artistic value to continuing the show, especially with some of the other stuff that's out. I'd rather watch. But, maybe I'm feeling down one day or I just got, 30 minutes on my hands. I might pop it back on and watch an episode 100%. Or two.
That's kind of what I did last night. I put one episode on and then I watched a Dan. And those two juxtaposition next to each other is just so funny. Because Ghost Stories goes off and I'm like, it was trying to be serious, but the vocals aren't serious. And it was weird and irreverent. And then I get over to Dan and it's irreverent on purpose. Yeah. And it's like crass on purpose. And I just giggling the whole time. And so like one was like a nice warm up. And then the next one was like this just beautiful. Like it was just like a well done steak. Like I was like, this is good.
Yeah. It's the opening act comedian that warms you up for the big show. Yeah. Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah. It felt, I like it. I like Ghost Stories. It's going to make it in my B-list anime.
Yeah, it's definitely like that cult classic type feel, And like I think it really shows where our comfort line with humor has kind of moved over the years. And like now we hear stuff. There was a couple R words thrown in there that I was just like, whoa, like it's almost like a jump scare when you hear it. You're like, I haven't heard that since I was in like high school and people were calling me names.
And aren't they talking to the little brother who's not saying lines?
Yeah.
Like he's not saying his lines. He's going, and then like they're saying that word to him. And I was taken back because like as a middle school teacher, it's like one of those things like we hamper on, like you can't
don't say that. Yeah.
Don't say that. And then now it's like, okay, whoa, like that was a little harsh.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's like, man, yeah, our line for what we kind of accept gradually moved. And it's so jarring to see it now. But it's one of those things that's like holding it in its time and like with the context of kind of how we were back then. I think it's okay to look back and we've progressed. We've clearly come a long ways,
I don't think like Team America World Police, which like came out in the 2000s, would be like well recepted now.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, it would get like people would be trying to cancel
and I'm pretty sure the Hanukkah episode of South Park where the dreidel comes down from the sky would also right now not be accepted.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we watched that are like now like, ooh.
The downside is that I just realized I just told the whole world that I have watched way too much South Park. Since I could just like I could pick an episode out of thin air, like this can connect to South Park.
3 minutes in, and it's right after this scene to the
It's the end of the episode. It's the end of the episode.
Hey, like at least our generation admits, like, man, yeah, we had some problematic shows, but at least we didn't have John Wayne as Genghis Khan. We didn't ever go that far. So I think we're doing better than the boomers. Why I oughta.
Right to the moon, Alice.
So, we're doing better than those who came before, and our kids will do better than us. So
I'm now thinking about the Futurama episode where they're going through and they're like looking at it. It's like right to the moon, Alice, and it's like this is an example of how it was okay to beat your wife in this time.
Jeez.
Oh, no, but like it's actually not what they say. It's like this is his dream about going to the moon. Like it's actually about talking about beating his wife.
Oh, crazy. Well, oh man. So Ghost Stories, we're all sitting about a 4.5, and a 5. So it's worth checking out. I think. I think if you don't have anything else on your on your watch
As long
list,
as it's the English, not the Japanese.
Don't
yeah,
don't think you're gonna like go in and like it's gonna be life changingly funny. It's just like so dumb.
Especially if you
it's
don't
so
have that
funny.
kind of 2000s millennial humor.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't.
Oh,
It
but-
might be offensive.
Yeah.
You know
but-
the movie. You know the movie Hot Rod. Did you guys ever watch Hot Rod?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It feels kind of like Hot Rod, where it's just like the lines are so weird that you're just like, where did that come
What?
from? Saying what way?
What?
Yeah,
What way?
the safe word is whiskey.
Whiskey.
It's totally my hat now.
Why are
Yeah.
you saying it that way? Whiskey.
Yeah, it's got
so
that
yeah.
type of vibe.
Yeah, because like I think that was the thing. Like we would all watch movies, and then we would always quip the one line. It's like Napoleon Dynamite was famous for that.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like we would all do this things.
I
Even
found an arrowhead.
Tina,
Yeah.
you fat lard.
See, we're all stimming our favorite lines.
yeah. So like I know they're all there, and it's the same thing with this Ghost Stories thing. It's just a bunch of one lines that you're just listening for the one liner. And so it's not like the best thing in the world, but it's definitely not the worst thing I've ever seen. Yeah. So like
So TikTok, you're wrong. We all agree you're incorrect on this one. It is
I
not
understand,
the worst
though,
anime of all time.
I understand why it lands in that category for you,
Yes.
though.
Yes.
It's not like it's not like it's not a bad opinion. It's not.
Bring on the next one.
Yeah, it's not
so now we got
trash.
X-Arm. We got to check
X-Arm.
out. So far, TikTok, the best you can hope for is being 50-50. Boo.
Yeah.
Boo. We said bring the
Come on.
heat. And you tried to be like, oh, Jujutsu Kaisen's the worst. Bad.
Jeez, guys, is not the worst.
That's what the comments were saying, man. They're
That's
saying
dumb.
they were calling out One Piece, Naruto.
One Piece.
I was like, get out of here. Miss me with that.
I went on to Pirate Folks subreddit the other day, and I was so mad at them. They were dishing on One Piece like, this is stupid. Luffy shouldn't have won this fight, and this fight, and this fight, and this fight. It's like, that's not the point. He's the chosen
He's the main
one.
character. Yeah, he's supposed to win all the fights.
He's supposed to make me happy inside.
And what's the one franchise that has successfully adapted an anime into live action? I feel like
Bleach.
One
No,
Piece,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
One Piece is the only one that I can
Yes.
think of on my list that has scratched that itch.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's like super successful, but it was fun to watch.
It was
It was.
huge. Yeah, it blew up. It was one of Netflix's
I
best.
feel like it's just all the One Piece fans. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, and I think there's a bunch of anime curious folks out there
Yeah.
who would never admit it to their friends and family, but then all of a sudden there's a live action version of something, and they're like, it's a little less
see.
cringy if I watch this because it's not a cartoon. And then they watch it, and it's full well just a cartoon brought to life.
Have you
That's
watched
what I
the
loved
live
about
action
it so
Death
much.
Note? It was the best thing ever.
Oh. Okay, I don't even love Death Note that much. I'm gonna be honest, this is the hottest take. Everyone hates me about that. But the live action one was so bad.
Hold on. Let's go back over this hot take because
So
I actually
bad.
want to hit on this. This is not anywhere. So if anyone's wondering, like, hey, they lost the topic of their podcast. Yes, we have. I give 2 ratings for Death Note.
Me too.
The first
Yeah.
half is like a 10 out of 10. And then
Yep.
when Light, Nagami, and L are in the same room together, at that point, it's a 4 out of 10.
Yes,
It goes out
It's
the window.
That's my exact take. As soon as
Yeah.
he relinquishes the Death Note so that he can lose his memory of it or whatever,
Yeah.
that's the show just falls apart. I'm like, now you're pushing too hard, too far in a weird direction, and you lost it. Like you had this special lightning in a bottle detective story. And the episode where the police are running up to the news station, the stakes are so high, everything is so intense right there. I thought for sure like the next couple of episodes and then it would wrap up, and then they decided to keep pushing, and they went too far with it.
I think they got the perfect cast. Like as far as the cast goes, wasn't it William Dafoe that did the Shinigami in?
In the live action
Live
one,
action?
I think he was the voice. Yeah,
'Cause I feel like they had the makings of something that could have been good, but I feel like they hit all the wrong notes for the live action.
the live
And they
action was terrible. The live action was literally just, what
I
if
didn't
we
like it.
turned Death Note into Final Destination?
Yeah, that's true.
It was just like
William Dafoe.
shock
Though, when
factor.
I think of the Shinigami, it's William Dafoe. His voice is what's in my head. So
Yeah. They just went for like because what was popular then was like the ABCs of Death and like Final Destination. So it was like all these creative ways to like show somebody getting killed on a screen.
I
And
remember
so,
the ABCs of Death.
yeah. Yeah, so they were kind of going for that sort of thing where they're like, what if we did a crazy car accident? I'm like, no. He writes their name in the book, they die of a heart attack. That's it. Like, come on.
Yeah.
You're taking it, you're trying too hard here. So anyways, that's my one.
That's the tangent we went on.
Good hot take. Good hot take.
It's a good hot take. Honestly, like I think a lot of people would agree with you on Death Note, like having this like not great finish, but like really great execution on a detective story. And it's I think that's the more like adult way to look at it. Like you can look at the ending and say it ruined the whole show, or you can look at it and say it's so great. But if you look at it and say it was good up until like this one point, and then it was kind of like it wasn't that great. Like the ending, like it was like I was like, this isn't the ending we wanted. Like this is like
Game of
he
Thrones.
should have gotten caught and held accountable. That's what he wanted.
Yeah,
in the beginning.
Absolutely. Well,
we do that all the time.
We could go on.
Heroes,
with that
Game
for
of Thrones,
forever,
they
but-
both did that. You know, with the strike or whatever, it was awesome, and then it just completely.
Yeah.
hit the
What
bed.
what I never understand though is the like not the fans of the show. I understand why there's fans of it because that first half is so solid that maybe they even overlook the faults. But what I never understood about it is when people be like, "This is one of the all-time greatest and it's top 5," and I'm like, How could it be top 5? That's like saying Game of Thrones is a top 5. I'm like, it's not. The ending taints it so bad that it pulls it down. Like, was it entertaining up to that point? Yes, but like, it loses its like masterpiece level because of what happened.
Either I'm throwing away the books that are on my shelf right here, or George R. R. Martin better write the next book because I'm so mad. I'm one of those early fans. Like I have. Let me show you. Where is it? I have this copy of Game of Thrones.
Oh, nice.
Like I went to an old bookstore, picked this out. I was like, oh, I'll read this book. I love this book. Right? I love every book that he wrote. And like I'm so angry about that ending. It made me like feverishly angry. Like so angry that I was like, the first season sucked.
This is the worst.
This is the worst. It changed everything for me.
So
bitter.
here's my hypothesis on this, or like my prediction for this. So you remember Robert Jordan, Wheel of Time, right? He passed away before he was able to finish his epic. And his estate and his wife ended up contacting Brandon Sanderson to finish the series. And he did the last, was it 2 books or 3 books? Mm-hmm. And he tied that up and, finished that series off. I think we're going to get a very similar thing with Game of Thrones. George R. R. Martin's not going to live any longer. I don't even know if he's really actively writing the book at this point. It seems like he's kind of admitted, like, I don't have it in me anymore. Whatever. Fine. But I think the popularity and the demand for it is still so high. His estate, the people close to him, will probably reach out to have somebody wrap up the story. So I know this is an anime podcast, but do you have anybody in mind that you would want to finish a George R. R. Martin story? Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, just get Sanderson because he did Robert Jordan. But I'm like, no, the tone's wrong. The tone is wrong. Like, I wouldn't trust that to Sanderson.
That's a hard one.
A little bit of Joe Abercrombie comes to mind.
Yeah.
But I think it would have to be I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah, I would say like it's got to be like a newcomer who has only published a few things that maybe are like popular with authors but not really like in the bigger sphere yet, or Joe Abercrombie because he's basically like fast version of George R. R. Martin.
I think like that high fantasy world of slow writing is what kind of is where he started that first book. Yeah. And so like it's kind of carried through, and it's like I would really like that to continue, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Now that we got to talk about Game of Thrones, also would be a great
Game of Thrones anime coming up.
Yeah,
could be a good anime, dude. That would be so sick.
No, it wouldn't.
Do it to Castlevania. Castlevania, they have to do that.
Yeah, the Castlevania folks do a Game of Thrones anime. I would watch that.
No, I wouldn't watch it because I know the ending.
Well, they can change the ending.
They can change the ending.
Yeah, the endings are arbitrary now. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. They
It's
can do
like
whatever they want.
Evangelion, because if it's like Neon Genesis Evangelion or whatever, and then he's like, "Oh, here's a new movie. I'm so sorry. Just kidding." He slams your face in the door, and then he does it a second time. And you're like, "Oh, maybe he learned it." Nope. I'm still mad about that.
That is the ending.
He's like, it
sorry.
took you 3 times to learn that
tell
I
you.
never changed.
This is the ending. Go with it. And I'm
So
like,
wait, you're
no.
telling me that the movie doesn't get the ending right either?
I think
so
I
funny.
think it's
but if you're gonna say that the endings don't matter, then it's like, well, why don't we just
They do.
redo the ending of Death Notes?
Yeah.
Why don't we
Like,
redub the second half of Death Note and make it a better anime? That
We'll
should be
just-
our. That
No,
should be our
we'll
task.
hire the people from Ghost Stories to just dub over it.
I wonder if they're available. How much per hour do you think?
They'll just dub over
Let's
it and
raise
make
this.
it. Oh my gosh, that would be so funny. Like
Okay,
Elle would
the
just
first
be the phone.
Dad-ime
Whole sub-
Kickstarter is gonna be the money to raise to hire the Ghost
We're
Stories
gonna
crew.
create a whole subculture of dubbed wrong anime the whole time. Like,
Yeah, dub.
Oh,
wrong.
I would love it. Yeah, that would be actually really fun, and it would be a delight, I think, to bring that to people. But man, I can't imagine the legal implications of trying to actually get something like that off the ground and get the pantsuit off of us by giant corporations.
I mean, like you could probably do like snips, and like
Yeah.
it would be okay. Like you take a piece
5-minute
of like
clips,
Goblin
yeah.
Slayer, and you like just make it just the most ridiculous thing ever, and then
Well,
just be
technically,
like,
if
put
you're
it out
changing
there.
it, and you've made it your own, like that's
Yeah.
isn't that within fair use? I think that's
Yeah.
within fair use as long as you alter the content enough.
Well, and you're gonna have to like say like the video is from the Goblin Slayer.
yeah.
We take no rights to this video, right?
no
With just the
association, no
sound.
affiliation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
One
like
day.
anything that has to do with wizards. Just put those disclaimers everywhere.
Are you talking about Wizards of the Coast? Is that what
Yes,
you're?
ma'am.
He is. That was a subtle jab at them for having terrible
Yep,
terrible
the OGL.
policies for
For hiring
streamers. and-
Pinkertons? Is that something that they would do?
Dude, oh,
I'm not
so-
even in that realm of the world, and I know about
And you
it.
know about
This
it.
is what's so hard about creating anime content is so I used to do a lot of like trailer reaction videos or like episode reaction videos. You can't they would hit you for everything. They'd be like, we heard 10 seconds of our song in the background. You can't list your video. They are brutal. It's the most brutal like copyright system compared to any other type of content I've posted before. They are like hawks. They have algorithms like trained to go out and find anything. And then their strategy is like you can like dispute the claim and be like, it was only this many seconds of the thing, or like I altered it, or I'll remove it from the clip or whatever, but then they just don't respond. And so it goes so long that then at that point it's like it's not relevant anymore, and now if you published it you'd look like an idiot. So it's like that's their strategy, is just like hit you with the warning, never respond, ghost you, and then just kill your video.
Yep.
So they're brutal.
They are.
They are ninjas with that kind of stuff.
That's sad.
But anyways, there's a sneak peek behind the scenes of if you're ever interested in creating
Content
content,
creation.
just be real careful. Yeah, there you go. Well,
Don't,
I think
don't ever open up something from Nintendo early, because that's also a really quick way to lose everything.
it sounds like you have firsthand experience in this.
There was a guy.
Yeah.
Without getting into it, the Switch 2 thing. It was like a day earlier, like 2 days earlier or something.
Oh.
He went live, and he was using like he had stuff that was there, and he was like, I don't even remember what it was. It was like 30 seconds. It was on, and then it cut the feed. Nintendo had found him like that fast, and was just like DCMA, shut the channel down, block him, and put him in, clap him in chains.
Whoa, put them in
was
digital
fast.
prison.
It
No,
was
so
fast.
Nintendo was like, so like you have all these like streaming games like Twitch, Xbox, PlayStation games, but Nintendo for the longest time would not let people monetize playing their games.
That's so weird. It's
It is
free. It's free advertising. It's like
That's what I say.
if a big streamer picks it up, like this is one thing I love about some of the like streamers that I watch will go find like an indie game that has like 10,000 things, and then they play it on their stream and are like, oh, this is fun. Next thing you
Means you
know,
wanna
a
play it.
million downloads, and
Yeah.
then you see it and you're like, hey, that actually looked pretty cool. And I'm
can go
like, the
down
word
my-
of mouth from those streamers, that's priceless. I think like
Fall Guys. What was the
does-
other ones? The Repo. That one
Does-
got big.
oh yeah,
Does
Among
Nintendo
Us.
need that though? Like
I don't know.
I'm pretty
Sometimes
sure
I think they do, but
like Mario, like we got Pokemon.
Yeah,
we've
I mean,
got-
we all know Mario, we all know Pokemon, but like they have other, game studios under their belt that are publishing smaller games that come out. Like you had like the Princess Peach Showtime. My girls loved that game. That didn't get a ton of, popularity. It's like a little puzzle solver type game. Like I think there's room for it, but
and I could understand if it was like, all right, the game is 2 weeks old. We want to keep spoilers off the internet. in the event they have something that has like a big storyline. But I can't think of anything that Nintendo's produced that I'm like, okay, Mario Kart. Do I care if it's Mario going around the lap the third, fourth, fifth time? Like, no, like it's
It
just
looks
Mario
like
Kart.
the last
What
Mario
it does
Kart,
for me
yeah.
is it says, hey, I want to go play Mario Kart. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not
Same.
losing.
I'm not going to spoil it. Legend of Zelda, Ganondorf, and boss, most likely.
So, I know. Okay, we're way off the tracks with anime. We haven't talked about anime in like 10 minutes, and that's fine because I'm going
Zelda's
to bring
anime
up.
adjacent.
Okay, so Duskbloods. This is the new From Software thing.
Yeah.
That they're doing
Okay.
an exclusive on
Exclusively.
Nintendo,
Mhm.
and it's like a multiplayer like MMO type. Not MMO. It's like Elden Ring but PvP. Or like Night Ring, but PvP, and it's exclusive to Switch. And some people are calling it like the sister to Bloodborne. I'm like, why is this landing on
Nintendo.
And like, not
Cozy.
that there's anything wrong with
Not
Nintendo, but I don't want to play
PlayStation.
this on a Switch. And I also don't trust their hardware to be able to handle a game like this. Not saying that they have bad hardware, but I want this in like 2K 60 to 120 frames. I don't want this in like 30 frames 1080p. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? Why? Like, it just feels like such a miss, I think, from
and
Software,
then-
which is so rare.
I think they're partnering up because, like, aren't they doing the Tarnished edition as well?
They're doing a
Elden
tarnished
Ring?
edition for Elden Ring, and I think
Yeah.
it's just going to be like
On
the
the
DLC
Switch.
bundled with it, plus, and I think it's
Plus
going
two
to
new
everything.
classes. 2 new classes.
Dang.
So 2 new starting classes, which for people who like pick Wretch, not a big deal, but for people who like to play with a starting class like Samurai, it's a big deal.
Crazy.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
a nerd.
Yeah. Now that we haven't talked about anime for 10 minutes, let's sign off this anime podcast.
Yeah. Well,
By saying,
you know,
I hope you guys are enjoying the summer season. Oh, go ahead, Tyler. What were you going to say?
yeah, I was just gonna say, like, we're gonna watch X-Arm probably in the next week or so. I'm probably gonna watch some Togedanki, see how it goes, and Gachukita. That's probably what I'm gonna be ready with next time.
Perfect.
So-
Sounds good. Yeah, so on behalf of our crew, we hope you are enjoying the summer anime season. And if you haven't, go check out Ghost Stories. Let us know if you think it's the worst anime of all time, or if you think, like us, that it's just a kind of middle of the road, funny slice of early 2000s history. So, on behalf of myself and the rest of the Dad-ime crew, have a good one. We will see you next time. Peace.
Peace.
All right.